Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Minecraft Evolution SMP series. My name, of course, is System Z, and today we are actually finally starting a project you guys have been requesting for quite some time. And it's going to be very, very interesting, very, very fun, and it should be a nice little break away, kind of, from Downtown Evo. But before we do that, we do actually need to head over to the base really quickly because there are some signs right out front of the base. There's also some really random stuff going on over here. So it looks like there's some sort of caution tape around it. Now, I'm not really sure what this is, but we can certainly check it out. Closed due to bad cop. You are always on duty, so it seems that either Jimmy or Martin, either one of them, has been a bad cop, causing them to be closed down yet again. Perfect example of why the Mafia is so much better. And it looks like they actually broke through the Phase 2 lock. So we're going to need to get into Phase 3 very soon. And let me know if you guys are excited for that, because you are absolutely going to love it. But it's just taking some time to get together. But anyways, let's see what these signs say in front of the base. 1 diamond for the mayor's office. Send the deed to my office. Green. 1 diamond indeed. So I wasn't even aware that I was actually selling the mayor's office. I know that it was blown up, and I do remember someone mentioning that it was being sold, but I don't remember ever being contacted about me selling it. In fact, I wouldn't even say I'm the owner of the building. Should we accept it and just see what happens? Because personally, this building's not mine. It belongs to the city. So, I mean, we could accept the diamond and just see what happens. Maybe 2 people move in at once. That would be very funny. Is there signs? I'm pretty sure someone mentioned it being sold. Do you guys know anything about it? What do you think? Should we give it to Green for a diamond, or should we up the ante and just act like we're selling it? Maybe then we could take a good bargain. I don't know. But then again, we do want to be good. After all, the Mafia isn't, criminal set. But you know what? Maybe this doesn't have to be anything related to the Mafia, and just a simple exchange between 2 building buddies. Let me know in the comments, guys. Alright, so Downtown Evo is a project that we have been working on for so long. I mean, I could probably go back 30 episodes since this was, began. Now, I don't know that for sure. It very well could have only been like 10 episodes, but it feels like forever. And one of the things that you guys have been requesting since the beginning is a black market. And that, my friends, is what we are going to start on today. We're actually going to be building a hidden black market, and this is going to be a place that all the Evo players will be able to sell very simple items. Say, for example, if I want to sell just some steak, I don't want to build an entire shop just to sell steak. So it's kind of perfect in a way. That was a tongue twister. It's kind of perfect in a way to sell 1 block items or 1 item things in 1 simple shop. So that's the plan. Now, before we get into it, because this is probably going to take a couple of episodes, I really need you guys to send me some ideas on Twitter about what you think we should do and how we should do it. I do have a couple of designs in mind, but I think I would definitely like to get your opinions. What I'm thinking is kind of like an underwater, very marshy sewer system that's just all engraved in dirt. Very simple, nothing crazy, not even much. Oh, sticky keys. It always happens, guys. It always happens. I don't know why that keeps happening, but you know what? It's going to become a meme on the channel at some point. Sticky keys will forever haunt us. But yeah, I do have some cool ideas, but what we're going to do today is actually build the entrance. So to do that, I'm going to need a couple of things. It's actually going to be really scary because behind this is just a gigantic open cave. For example, we may be able to, yeah, here we go. We can literally just come through here. It's just a gigantic open cave, and there's some mobs everywhere in here, so we're going to have to be extremely careful when we do this. But the idea is that we're going to just make a little basic opening right in here. That way, it's very visible, but they're going to have to go through there to do it, and they're going to have to somehow hop over this, or maybe we can even embed it in there. Originally, I thought this could be the entrance, but I don't know. There's just not really anywhere that goes. I was going to do a trench that led the water through there, but we opted to just go with a basic pathway. I don't know, but I think this is going to be the perfect entrance anyways. Or maybe we could do it up there. Maybe you have to go up into the waterfall to get through it, or maybe just behind. I don't know. We can always change it after we do it. But guys, let me go grab some stone and some other resources, and we will go ahead and make the secret entrance that leads to the future hidden black market. While we pull a couple of things together, I just want to talk about a few things as we get prepared. One of them being what we talked about last episode. You guys actually gave me some really cool responses regarding the question of whether or not I should do jump cuts or just show you the entire building process. And a lot of you seem to think that I should do what I'm doing, but maybe include a couple of time lapses. And I can't really do that right now because I don't really have the ability to record a secondary account at the same time as I'm playing, just because of the kind of setup situation that I'm in. So I can't really do that right now. However, the replay mod is kind of a possibility soon, if I'm not mistaken. That was added in a version of Minecraft that's actually coming very soon. So hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. And once it's, good to go, and once I can do that, I'll be sure to give you guys some very, very good shots of me building. But until then, I'll probably just keep doing what I'm doing and just try and avoid, huge projects until then. But also, hopefully soon with the update, and I'm assuming the update will be soon because, we found the portal. We just have to find the other pieces of bedrock. We should get things like hoppers and, maybe even terracotta blocks, or at least hardened clay, as it was called back then, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm really excited for the hoppers and all that good stuff, and, different color blocks to work with. So, that being said, keep in mind as we start building this black market that we can always add to it as we go. Because as of right now, we're not really going to be able to do too much, but we can at least get it going. And I do plan on making it look good. And the way we're going to do it is using dirt and soul sand and even a little bit of spruce wood if I can get any. I'm really messy at the moment. I need to get my chest organized, but I should have some laying around in at least one chest or two. Know what? That works. There's some spruce wood right there. Bada boom, bada bing, and we're good to go. So now we should actually be able to get started. And another thing we could do as well, using this here, we may even be able to technically make brown wool, which could also add another shade of green. But I know that one thing that's coming soon is we're going to get coarse dirt and podzol, I believe. I'm very excited for that because that's going to help as well. So all I'm saying is just be patient as we add these materials, just because it might take a little bit of time to really get it looking great. But with the right patience, we should be able to do something pretty cool. So now, let me grab some iron, and then we're going to head over to the sheep farm, try and get some wool, and make a little bit of brown wool, and then we'll be able to get started. Alright, so it doesn't look like Grian actually has any simple white sheep in there that I can use to dye the wool with, so we're probably just going to have to either A, make these guys work, which they'll work, it just might take a little time to gather what we need, or we can sneak past the guards here and see if he happens to have any in his chest, which he does. I'm going to take it. I feel bad, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know if he'll notice. He has a full sheep farm, and I thought there were some white sheep, but I guess not. But anyways, we should be able to get that there. So now we have 31 brown wool as well as a brown sheep, so we can get a little bit more as we go. We probably won't even need them, to be honest. I just wanted to see what it would look like. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. Now, I'm not really going to do too much work today because I really want to wait on your ideas, but we can at least get started with the entrance, which I think should actually be right here. I want it to be subtle, but not too subtle. I want it to be noticeable, but I definitely want it to be hidden in a sense, because this shouldn't just be a thing that anybody can get into. So we're really going to have to be careful here and not go overboard. But I think this is probably going to be about the perfect spot right here. So the idea is that we're just going to have a very basic spot here behind the waterfall. That way people can go through it if they see it, but if they don't, obviously it's like, for example, it's pretty easy to walk right past that, but it might not be once it's lit up. So we're going to have to make that look a little bit more natural. And the way we're going to do that is probably by using slabs and whatnot. So we'll probably have to get a couple of things. This is probably going to take some tampering, but it shouldn't be too bad. Do you guys think we should actually make some sort of hidden redstone entrance, or do you think just a hidden behind a waterfall entrance should work? Because like I said, it shouldn't be too hidden, but it should also not just be plain in sight. So yeah, it probably should be a little bit more difficult to get into as well. So we should probably make it, line up perfectly there. But let's go ahead and start digging into the material and see if we can't open it up a little bit and make just a basic entrance, something to work with out of the dirt and nothing crazy. Just make it look a little bit more organic. I'm thinking we should probably curve off this way because I want to follow the curves of the actual cave system. So maybe we can have it go through this way with tunnels and branch off, and maybe, for example, this could be a little pond area, and then it could divide off into 2 different areas like over here, or we can have another shop and then one over there and then up there, all that kind of stuff. It should look pretty cool once it's all done, but it's probably going to take a lot of dirt to do so. And the only problem on top of that is the grass, because I don't want it to grow over it. So we're really going to have to figure out a solution here since we don't have coarse dirt. That's the only bummer. But anyways, guys, just to save you guys the loud noises that do come from digging up dirt, I'm going to go ahead and make some space here, and we'll go ahead and get started. Well, guys, it turns out there's a lot more stone than I originally thought there'd be, so we are going to have to make just a little bit of TNT, which I know you guys are fine with because you love destruction, and I know that because you love the Green Empire, apparently more than the Mafia. But you know what? That is a-okay, because I do agree that TNT is a very helpful tool, even if it's used for good and for good only. I am using it for building purposes, not to destroy dirt cheap, because that is not what good Samaritans do. But anyways, I absolutely forgot how to make TNT, so I'm thinking that it's this here, but I may be wrong. It was the opposite. It's always the opposite, isn't it? That's just always how I do it. So let's see if we can get it right this time. So we need to do that, and then that, boom, boom. We should be able to do 32 blocks, which honestly should be enough. Boom. So actually now we have 34. That is perfect. I don't really want to waste the rest of the gunpowder though, so let's save that. Let's put these back. And heck, we'll just go ahead and put the gunpowder in there. Now we need a way to start it. I don't think I have a flint and steel anywhere, so let me craft one, and then we're going to go blow some stuff up. Alright guys, I have it mostly rigged up here. I'm not really going to go for some crazy huge explosion, but I am a little concerned, to be honest. Oh man. Alright, yep, let's back up a little bit. A little too close. It seems to be mostly controlled, which is pretty good. Uh-oh, that one's not going to be good. Nope. Oh, that wasn't good. It's starting to get a little messy now, but it looks like it's still pretty controlled. So nothing too bad to worry about. I'm just trying to flatten it up a little bit. That way we have more working space to work with, though it looks like I've got more to clean up now, which is never fun. But I just needed a nice open ground to work with because it felt really claustrophobic. I'm actually surprised. I thought there'd be a lot more space down here than there actually was. But you know what? This should actually work just fine. No need for anything greater. I could get rid of all of that, but I kind of want to keep it so that way we can kind of go with the curves of the natural ground, because at the end of the day, that is actually natural. None of that was placed. That was all just kind of covered up by my original landscaping. So yeah, but now we can actually go ahead and get started. And the way I want to do it is just to have a nice open entrance here right off the bat, and we're gonna have to change most of this to dirt. The only problem, like I said, is that we're gonna see some grass, and I don't really want that. So you guys are gonna have to let me know how I can get rid of that. Now, I'm assuming the best way to do it is just to make sure that no grass is in here in the first place, which I could do that. It just might be a little difficult, but anyways, what we're really gonna have to do here is make sure that we're curving kind of naturally to what we might expect from a normal cave generation, and that can be really difficult if you're not, you know, pro at doing landscaping, which I'm not even necessarily a pro. So this is probably going to be pretty difficult for me even. So yeah, but basically what I'm going to do is just kind of line up the walls here with dirt and just spread it around to be kind of a huge open circle, and then we're going to have different tunnels leading off to different rooms, and then we're going to mix it up with different materials like soul sand and spruce and all that good stuff. And the way we're going to probably have to do it, like I said, is get rid of the dirt or the grass first, which is going to be a challenge, but we should be able to do it. So guys, what I'm going to do is go ahead and try and build out a good shape. We're going to mix in a couple more details, and then we'll actually kind of be able to see what we're working with as far as the entrance goes. And then the next episodes to come, we'll actually start working on the shops and the tunnels and all that stuff. So let me go ahead and get a decent shape here, and then we'll mix it in and try and blend it a little bit better, and we'll have a good entrance. Alright guys, I have actually made some pretty good progress here. I've actually got the shape and a little bit more of the idea in which I want to go with for the entrance, and it's basically a gigantic hole. It's a very small version of what's actually out there. So the idea here is that when you come in, it's going to be kind of a very messy, like very swampy looking area with a waterfall kind of coming from this side, pouring down into this area, leading on to the different tunnels throughout this entire system. Now, the water isn't necessarily going to be the way that you get to different shops. There's just going to be a center canal kind of leading the area and then there's going to be little branches with like pathways that really look messy but man-made. But before we can really do that, we need to first make the entrance. And what I want to do is go ahead and start incorporating kind of little plots of this soul sand, which really add a whole bunch of color. Now also, you notice there's no grass. What I've done is I've separated the grass, and you can see I've done that here, with stone. And the way I've done it is just basically by taking away the grass, putting a couple of blocks of stone in between, making a barricade. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm really scared, because if it doesn't, then all of that hard work is kind of for waste. But if it doesn't, we can always come up with something else. Just let me know what you guys think we can do to avoid, you know, grass getting in this area, because I don't want it to be grassy. That just won't fit well. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on with the soul sand. So we're just going to need to mix in very random bits of soul sand all over the place. And we also need to do spruce slabs and planks for the actual pathway here, because this level is meant to be kind of a pathway. That way there's something that you can walk on. It's meant to look like boards filling holes. That way it's just a flat ground. That way anybody who comes to the black market won't get hurt while they're walking, which I really don't know if they would necessarily be worried about, but it still adds a lot to the area, so we're gonna do it anyways. So we're just gonna do some random pieces of slabs and then just the spruce everywhere, accompanied by, you know, different things like brown wool and soul sand and all that kind of stuff. The brown wool probably won't be nearly as much though, because it's a little bit more rich than I want it to be. So yeah, that's essentially what I have in mind, and once we've done that, we're also going to add random pieces of leaves kind of acting as vines going up and down the wall. I think that will be pretty good, but there's a lot of just kind of picking at this that I've got to do, and I know that we just talked about how to present proper building footage, but I know you guys don't want to see me just go through and randomly select blocks, because it's going to take a long time. So what I'm going to do, since this is only the entrance, is I am going to go ahead and finish it for the most part. We're probably not going to do the waterfall yet, because I'm still not certain with that. But I will at least get this filled in and all of that good stuff. And I'll show you guys the final product once it is done. But basically, to lay out all I've got to do, it's very close to being done. I'm actually not going to use brown wool now that I think about it. I really don't like the way it looks. But we're basically going to be doing spruce stairs, a little bit of soul sand, maybe some mushrooms on top of them if we can still do that. Don't know if we can or not, but basically just random things like that, and then some vines going up and down the wall, and then some water in the middle, as well as some torch stands kind of all over the place. That way it looks a little bit more lit up, and that is essentially what we will do. So let me go ahead and get everything done, and I will present to you guys the official entrance for the black market. You know, guys, I absolutely love this style of building. I don't know what it is, but the really messy styles always hit home with me, because they just have such a nice feel to them, you know? They have a lot of room for organic playing and all that kind of stuff, and they don't have to be perfect, and that's why I like them. But anyways, guys, this is pretty much what I have got. I'm actually going to add that one there. Turns out you can still play with mushrooms still, which is awesome. I hate that you can't do that in normal Minecraft, or at least not easily. But you know what? We need to get rid of that one. Let's get rid of it, because it's not good. See, this is why I say it's weird for me to build on camera, because I seem to be a perfectionist when it comes to building, and now it looks better. But yeah, I've gone ahead and finished with the room. The idea here is that the walkways are made out of spruce, and it's just a really broken up looking, you know, material. Like you can see it's falling into the water, which adds for like a little parkour bridge over to the other side, where we'll have kind of a guidance to lead other players through the black market and kind of instruct them on how to open their own shop. But we'll add those signs very soon. Until then, I'd like people who find this to not really be 100% certain as to what it is, and I had to block it off because mobs kept coming in. But yeah, it actually looks pretty cool, and if we actually take a step outside here, went and grabbed some ender pearls. That was bad. What even noise was that? But I went and grabbed some ender pearls, which ended up being useless, so we could see. It's very noticeable, but at the same time, not if you're not looking for it. If we walked right past it, if you're not looking at the waterfall, you are not going to see that, which is absolutely perfect. So you guys are going to have to let them know that it exists, and even then they might not even see it, but that's going to be the perfect way to hide in a very subtle hidden shop system that kind of allows us to sell small things. Like if someone has a lot of ender pearls, they can sell it. That way we can all kind of get the items that we need when we need them. But yeah, I really like it, and I really want your opinions on it, guys. Hopefully we get item frames soon, because that's going to add a lot to the overall thing. But there's a lot of things we're waiting on for this to be perfect. But let me know what you think, because I think this looks amazing for the first kind of part, the entrance, if you will. Let me know if you'd like to keep the waterfall. I'm not actually certain on it. I don't think it looks too good, but it just adds a little bit of sense to it. Maybe we could even make that a tunnel on its own. That way, if people follow it, they can see a nice little prize like cake or something. I don't know. But overall, this is the beginning of the hidden black market on the Evo server. You guys have been asking for it for a long time, and the plan, like I've already explained, is to just have this similar theme kind of go through this place as kind of a curving canal with little parts that, branch off kind of into the dirt that lead with spruce slabs up to little areas where there's other shops. So, spooky noises. That's kind of the idea, and you know what? I think it's going to work. I think it's actually going to work really well, and I'm very excited. So make sure to send your ideas on Twitter. Just remember, we don't really have too many blocks in this version of Minecraft. You guys typically send like photos on Twitter of builds that you make using current blocks, so we can't really use them. So just for future sakes, whenever we ask you for ideas, you got to make sure that you do it in the correct version of Minecraft. Just a friendly reminder there. But guys, that is going to do it for today. We've got a lot of work to do with this black market, but I think we made good progress today. I know it's not the best entrance, but it's basic, and it actually, I really enjoy it, because then you just throw something through, and boom, you are there. But guys, that is going to do it. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. That way you'll be notified of all future uploads and live streams. My name, of course, is System Z. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.